EA Sports Supercross continues from Houston, Texas. Jeremy McGrath leads, and he's pulling away Carmichael. RC's looking good in second, but the battle is for third with number 10, Larry Ward, riding with a broken rib, trying to hold off his former teammate here, Greg Albertine, number 7. And we see Villeman also trying to make a move on Albie. Here's Villeman to the inside. Villeman makes the pass. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. So Villeman moves up another notch to 4th place. The Cobra, as he's known in France, has put together a great comeback already this season. That was last week, surprising McGrath, but I don't think he's going to surprise Jeremy this week. He's got his sights on 2 Kawasaki's now.
You can see in that shot, just at the end of the whoop section, Carmichael going through the corner. So Villeman in some sections of the racetrack has him in sight. He doesn't have to look at the pit board to know where he is. That always gives you a little extra inspiration, knowing you can gauge from lap to lap, see if you're gaining or not.
One thing is a fact, though, he's not going to surprise Jeremy McGrath one way or another here tonight. But he's only 2 points behind. Check out the pass once again.
Now he just comes around the inside right there, takes away the line of Greg Albertine, cuts right in front of him to make sure he can't come back on him. Greg's still riding a fine race. As a matter of fact, the way he started out the season, he looked a little shaky. His timing didn't look very good. He's made a nice rebound, getting good starts. He's starting to run up front with these guys. As soon as he does that, gets comfortable, he'll be able to stay there a lot longer.
Villeman now chasing down Larry Ward for a podium spot. Villeman right now in a save as many points as you can situation. He trails Jeremy McGrath by more than 12 seconds.
Well, after watching what happened in the past couple of races with Villeman, fitness is not an issue. It is a little bit of an issue with Ward, with the injuries he's had. And we've seen Carmichael fade a little bit in the last 6 or 7 laps. So it's not out of the question that Villeman could still end up in 2nd place in this race, but he's going to have to ride awesome to catch Carmichael if he can get around Larry Ward.
Tries the inside, shows the wheel, look out! Can't quite get Larry Ward on that one. The seasoned veteran who's had 3 decades of 250 racing, Larry Ward, is not letting Villeman by easily.
You can see Villeman is being very patient. This kid is so smart. It takes so much intelligence to be able to win a Supercross. It's not just speed. You got to be smart. Right there, he had a couple of chances to get in there, bump Larry, but I don't think he had enough of an edge on him to really make it stick. Both of them could have lost more time, or one of them could have gone down.
A battle for third. Larry Ward not only wanting to save that podium spot, but he's looking at his best finish ever in Houston.
Look at the Cobra, they call him. Villeman just cutting every corner a little bit tighter. Watch this.
Villeman moves into 3rd place.
I mean, Larry knew he was coming there, but the problem is down that straightaway, it's so hard to get through there and jump all those obstacles. I don't think Larry was comfortable to move over to the left side of the straightaway and try something new midway into the main event.
Larry's had his problems this year, starting 2nd in the opener and drifting back to 9th in other similar situations.
A little bit better timing, jumps all the way up over that extra jump into the corner. He just shaves off about 10 feet of racetrack. And he didn't have to go fast to do it. It's just a better line. Now the question is, can he catch Carmichael, Art?
That's a big question with 9 laps remaining.
That's a lap longer than a heat race. So much can happen in one of those. It's very possible.
He's about 7 seconds in back of it. Boy, would that be a ride. Let's check it out. Stay focused. Chad Watts telling Ricky Carmichael.
He put that 56-second lap time up there to try to keep him focused on something other than who's back there. Just race yourself, race the track. The problem with that 56-second lap time is it's a 2nd slower than Jeremy and a 2nd slower than Villeman.
With McGrath now dominating and Ricky Carmichael number 4 in 2nd. Let's go down to Davey.
Well, David Bailey's exactly right. David Villeman is the odd man out right now, the guy moving up, and Carmichael knows he's there because the lap before his mechanic Chad Watts put out Villeman coming.
Well, that'll make you nervous. He's got a pretty good lead, but remember McGrath had about this same lead halfway into the main event last week and still wasn't enough. And we're talking about Jeremy McGrath. Look at that. Doesn't even have to put his feet down. Just incredible balance. You can watch his body and just tell exactly what he means to do.
A reminder right now with this excitement underway, if you can't make it to the Supercross races, check in with PaceSupercross.com. They get the live webcast underway every race, and you, the fans, can call in after the race with questions. In fact, when I was on that show a couple of weeks ago, Ezra Lusk, who was in Georgia, called in to say, hey, I enjoyed the webcast.
Everyone's listening in.
Our leader, Jeremy McGrath. What a job he's done. He came back just like he said.
He's been struggling on the start this year, too. He started out pretty good in Anaheim, but then it kind of went south from there. San Diego was terrible. Last week wasn't much better. He knew what he needed to do. The start is the main thing, and Jeremy, at times, I've talked to Skip Norfolk in the past, his mechanic while he was at Honda, and Jeremy will set his bike up for the start sometimes. Even if it means he loses a little bit out there on the racetrack, if the percentages are in the start, that's where he'll set the suspension up so he gets off the line with the maximum amount of traction and no wheelers.
McGrath has won 4 races here in Houston prior. If he wins this one, he would tie Bob Hanna and Mark Barnett as the winningest rider in this great traditional venue called the Astrodome. They've had an event every year here since 1974. 35 races, including several doubleheaders. And Jeremy McGrath has not had the benefit of a doubleheader win here at the Astrodome. Bob Hanna did. So did Mark Barnett.
Well, I followed Hanna to one of those. I got second. I'll tell you what, at that time in my career, I was just stoked to be in second behind him. And I think right now, Carmichael, in one sense, would really like to be able to beat this guy, but staying as close to him for as long as he has in this race is a step better than last week. So he's got to be pretty happy.
Carmichael looking for a second-place finish. That would be his best of the season. We'll be right back, and the checkers should wave in just a few minutes.